a mini Viking funeral for him. So this is it. Obviously it's not all in here, we just have a very small amount of Geoff in there. The rest of his ashes are going home with his son Daniel when he flies home. So this is basically just a fond farewell with just a few, just giving him what he wants. It's all a little bit like homemade, so it's not flash. I don't know how it's going to work. I hope it's not run fast. But hopefully it all works out well. And even if it goes wrong and it sinks, it's a laugh. Geoff just wanted everybody to have fun, so we will have fun with it. And if it works out the way it's supposed to.
Right, so thank you very much for everyone coming to celebrate Geoff's life. Dan, his son, should we have it, Dan? So he's flown in this morning, so make sure you go and see him and tell him a few stories about Geoff. A special shout out and thanks to Trish. Where are you, Trish? Hand up, Trish. Trish was Geoff's PA for many years, and she continued to sort Geoff's financial things out even when the business was sold. Geoff and you were good friends, and you always spoke highly of you. Christian? You're right. Hand high, Christian, that's it, good. Christian, thank you for being such a good friend to Geoff.
Thank you.
You eventually became his full-time carer. Your patience, empathy and your compassion for Geoff, it's just been unbelievable, Christian.
Thank you.
You're a great man, Christian.
It was a privilege, a great privilege.
Geoff's end-of-life plan stated he didn't want a service, just a party. So I'll do my bit of talking, and at the end we'll have some fun. If you hear the fire engines coming and the police, I suggest we run up the beach that way, and then we'll get onto the wharf and across to the Sprig, and no one will know what's going on. And we'll see what happens. It's probably going to be a bit disastrous. We've done a trial run yesterday and it didn't work. So nearly came. Has anyone got shorts on? Because we might need someone in the water.
Why here for that?
Right, Geoff was my best mate for 30 years, and he was a part of mine and Karen's family, an uncle to my boys as well. Geoff had strong views on, well, everything, didn't he, really? Including politics, building standards, sport, women, beer, and life in general. You put up with a lot at Christmas, Karen. Dinners, he would check and demand things on the menu, and so on. Geoff often told me how lucky I was, but I think it was the other way around. He was as much your friend as mine, and Geoff had a big heart. He would have done anything for us. We had endless coffees, cakes, cooked breakfast, and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of beer. So many adventures. Now, can anyone guess where I first met Geoff for the first time?
In the park.
That's right, we met in the wine bar in Lim Village where we lived. Also at the Spread Eagle, the Bull, the Railway, the Crown. In fact, everywhere beer was sold, Geoff was there. Geoff would fall into the pub after working long hours, often 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. And I could not believe the speed and sheer determination of the way he could consume so much Guinness or bottles of beer. It took a lot of practice, and he said, I'll keep practicing and practicing, which he did up until about the last 6 months of his life. Geoff, over the years, did a lot of my building work on nearly all of my properties, except the last house which was built as his health was not up for it then. And he worked on my practice in altering of a beautiful Victorian building, our beautiful forever home. Then he did the property, 3 properties up from there, and Geoff lived in a caravan right alongside the beach, and he converted our batch into a beautiful forever home. We built a huge forever home now. As ever, his skill and execution was always top quality. He was a good builder. When me and Karen and the kids emigrated to New Zealand, Geoff came out for 4 to 6 weeks. I think he was some more. Every year on holiday from the UK. We did that for around 3 to 4 years before coming to live here full time. Me, Karen and Geoff would take off on road trips around the South Island, all organised by Karen with pinpoint accuracy of where the coffee shops were, where the pubs were, wherever we stayed. He would see lots of what I would say sand, sea and effing bush everywhere. At the time I used to say that, I was a little bit unsettled, but he fell in love with the country and thought it was a great place to be. When clearing Geoff's sleep out, Trish found in the filing cabinet a file labelled Last Speech, which Geoff had started to write. I was thinking, great, I don't have to even prepare anything to say, I'll just read what Geoff wanted. But unfortunately it was unfinished, but I'm going to read a brief part of it. So this is Geoff's actual speech, which is there, sort of handwritten, and he wasn't so well, I don't think, when he was doing this, but so he said, I hate religious rituals or any rituals that is assumed you will conform to. So no pictures of me in nappies, in brackets, sorry Ben, but he's not here Ben. Or winning the egg and spoon race at school, just me telling stories. Brief history of my life pre-New Zealand. Always interesting to know the gory details of the deceased. I married Sharon in 1964. We had 2 children, Dan and Shelley. We divorced in 1984, which meant instead of working 7 days a week, I had the kids at the weekend. Wow, what fun that was. There was suddenly something more important than work. Daniel was clever but was upset by the divorce. Shelley had problems with cerebral palsy, leaving her totally deaf and unable to use her right side. Fortunately, she had inherited her mother's strong will and happy demeanour. The kids were with the mother until Sharon developed brain cancer. And then there's just, in brackets after that, the last thing he wrote, only the good die young, close brackets. So he did not finish it. But Dan is married to Chrissy and has a daughter who is 17 now called Jenna. Shelley is married to Kevin with 2 kids, Thomas and Amy Rose. Geoff has an older brother, Colin, and a sister-in-law, Liz, back in the UK, who he's also very close to. Dan, he was proud of you. I've said this to you before, but he was proud of you and probably never said it to you, but he was. He realised what you have done to help Shelley and to make sure everything was right for her when Geoff was on the other side of the world. Getting to the end bit now, so this is going to be the hard bit. I might pass it to you. The day before Geoff passed away, me and Karen were down in Christchurch at the Motorhome and Caravan show, which Geoff was with us the year before. We were texting a lot as Geoff was in hospital. The day he passed, he sent a few texts to me, and I'm just going to read them briefly. The vultures are circling. The palliative care team want me to go into a rest home. We'll get to it next week. Full stop. Hoping for miracles now. My reply, just go with it, Geoff. You need the help and support, or just close your eyes and sail away. Shit, we ain't going to get to the pub again, reality check from it. What will be is what Karen keeps saying nowadays. What a bitch life can be. It will be really odd to think of you not being around. You're my longest standing friend, my best mate, we've had a blast. Anyway, enough of the morbid talk. Now there was a pause about 2 hours here. I think Christian was with him at the hospital, helping him with putting some adverts on Trade Me. Geoff's reply, you'll be pleased to hear the bloody boat has been listed. So Geoff had a sailing boat, he never got it on the water. The big monstrous thing, I've been telling him to sell it for about a year. Yeah, it's still at our house. And we joked about it, and the more I would go on about him, the less he was going to do anything about it. But that's typical Geoff. So my reply then was, great to hear the bloody boat is on the market. I'll buy you a pint if it sells, and if it doesn't, it'll go for firewood. So the last text Geoff replied was, if it's firewood, I'm on board. And he died shortly after this. And then the next morning when I woke up, I flicked him a text and I just said, no more pain, go in peace, my friend. See you on the other side. That's it. Okay, so what we're gonna do now, Dan's gonna say a few words, Dan? Yeah. And then we'll do the thing. I don't coach there, really.